Hi, my name is Lexi Jong and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be going over some updates on some of my recent purchases. And the first thing I'd like to start with are the Westman Atelier iPods. And I purchased both sets, the Le Jour and Le Nuit, and you have 3 colors in each. I do have a video of these, so if you'd like to see them up close and in action, please check that out. But I have been wearing these a lot more and, playing around with them. I did have a wear test in the other video, so you can get a little bit more information on that. But in general, they are lasting about 6 hours without seeing any creasing. And then I get a little bit of minimal creasing, like actually in the crease, but it's something you kind of have to look for. So I can basically go a whole day with them. However, it is a very subtle look. So I think if you applied several layers and tried to build it up a bit more, you'd probably notice creasing a little bit sooner. In general, these shades are meant to be very subtle. So you're getting like that subtle wash of color. Everything blends very smoothly. And I really do like the formula from these. So here is one of them. They are considered a cream shadow, but it's not what I think of as a cream shadow. So here is the shade Tabac from the Le Jour set. And you can see it's, I'd say it's more similar to a cream to powder product, but drier even than that. So it's really powder with a little bit of cream. So I'd say it's closer to powder than it is to cream in my opinion. But the blendability and just these colors in general, they're all going to give you a very beautiful subtle wash, and they mix together very nicely. My one issue with these, and before I go on, let me mention something. So in my last video, I kind of complained that some of my lids were like loose, and I thought they could come off in the purse. I was not turning these firmly enough. You have to actually click it in. And now that I've used these more, they're clicking easily. I had a couple that were hard to turn at the beginning, and I kind of was afraid of breaking the packaging. It was just me being silly. So some of you guys pointed that out, that these do click closed and they stay secure that way. Each of these are magnetized, so you can mix and match, which is basically what I've been doing. Just note that, they are magnetized. So one other thing that I wanted to talk about are the color choices in them. And I think that's my biggest drawback to these. So instead of this being a great, absolutely love it purchase, these are down in the okay range for me. They are pricey for what you get, and I feel like you're kind of going to go through the product pretty quickly. So you have 0.03 ounces of each shade, but you can see, how much it's like dented through. This one I've barely used because I don't use the black that much, but here's the champagne shade, and you can see how much I've used of that already. I just feel like the product's gonna go pretty quickly, and you kind of need to, when you're actually putting the brush in to get the product up, it dents in easily, it's soft. You're not getting out like tons, it's not like, oh, I touched it and I got like a huge glop on my brush, but it does, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, airy or something inside the actual product. So when you press your brush to it, it depresses a bit. So, I just feel like it's pretty expensive for the amount of product you get, and it goes pretty quickly. Which would be fine if I was in love with the colors, but I'm just not. So I like them, but they all lean a bit warm, and I would prefer to have some more neutral or a little bit cooler shades in there. I'm not saying they're all warm. Obviously, we've got Noir, which is black. It's very pretty. You can do a nice smoky eye with that. And I do like the lighter shades, like Champagne here is kind of like a rosy white shade, and I really like them, but this is so subtle, you're really not going to see it too much. It's great for like inner corner highlight, or even like a highlight on your cheek or something. Same thing with the Neige shade from the Le Jour collection, which is more of a sparkly white. But the main colors for use We have this one, which is my favorite. This is Chocolat. And I have this on the outer corner of my eyes right now. Here, I'll swatch this one. And then it comes with Tabac, which is right next to it. And it's just a really warm combination. So I would prefer if I could pick and choose which colors I purchased instead of getting the whole set. The other shade here that is, you know, this is from the La Nuit set. This is Vin Rouge. And it's a really pretty shade. It looks burgundy in the pan. And then when you put it on, it's really more of like a brownish shade with red in it, more like redwood, mahogany even, you know, but it's not as burgundy as it looks in here. It's really much more brown base. And again, just the level of warmth in all of these products, it's just not my preference. So I think it's a beautiful product. And I will, when she releases other colors in the line, you know, if the colors are things that I am attracted to, I would repurchase some additional products of these. But these particular sets are only okay for me because in each set there are shades that I'm just not really in love with. So my favorite shade out of all of them is the Chocolat shade from the Le Jour set. And then actually the champagne the champagne shade from the La Nuit set, which is that pearly pink. So, you know, unfortunately you can't mix and match. All right, so moving on, another product that I finally received. I had ordered this many months ago. Long story short, I finally got it. I had to get it from another retailer. This is the Hermes Poppy Lip Shine. And this was the product from Hermes that I was most excited for. And I'm so glad I got this. So these are magnetized. This is not a limited edition product. So it does have different packaging from the other Hermes lipsticks because this is a lip shine and not a lipstick. This is what I have on my lips right now. And you can see that it is this beautiful light, you know, kind of mandarin orange shade with sparkle in it. Let me swatch that here, but it's a sheer lip product and it's very sparkly and it actually has a bit of an orange scent to it, which I am obsessed with oranges and clementines and tangerines, anything in the orange citrus family I absolutely love. So I have been known to eat like 5 oranges for lunch at a time. So, you know, when I was teaching, I wanted the easiest lunches possible. So I either had kept a box of cereal and a container of milk in the fridge at work so I could do that easily, or peanut butter and bread, or boxes of oranges when they were in season. So, you know, it was, I love the scent. So this doesn't have it doesn't smell exactly like a fresh orange, but it definitely has an orange scent to it, which I personally really like. It's not a very strong, overpowering scent, so you smell it when you apply it, but I don't smell it once it's on my lips. And I think it's super comfortable, very lightweight, and, you know, I have reapplied this, you know, throughout the day and so forth, and haven't noticed grittiness from the sparkle or anything. So I absolutely love this. And this is definitely something that I would repurchase in the future, partly because of my love for oranges. So definitely a yes for me. All right, another lip product I wanted to go over is the Rowan Kiss My Liquid Lip Balm. So this is a new product. This is the shade Remy that I purchased. And it is kind of like a cross between a lip gloss and a lip oil. So it's not as thick as a gloss, not quite as thin as a lip oil, but it's still more reminiscent of a lip oil than a gloss to me. I like the texture. I think it's very comfortable and smooth on the lips, and it's not sticky. And here's the actual shade. So you have you know, it's got a nice bit of shine. One thing to note is it does have mint in it. So it's not one of those lip glosses or lip balms, whatever you want to call them, with an overpowering mint scent that you're constantly smelling throughout the day. It's not going to make your lips tingle and plump up. You will get a little bit of a tingly sensation. It kind of goes away after a few minutes, but anytime like I take a deep breath, or if I'm outside and it's breezy and, you know, I feel air or something rushing past, I do feel a little bit of that cooling sensation from the mint, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of refreshing, but again, it's not something you would really notice most of the time when you're wearing this. So give me 1 second. I'll put this on my lips so you guys can see it. Okay, so here is the Remy lip gloss on my lips. Here it is in this swatch, and you know, it's kind of like a rosy caramel shade, light. It's very light, and it gives me just a little bit of hint of color, but it's not going to be huge. There are 3 shades in this range. The medium shade looked really pretty. It's called, I think it was called Charlie, if I remember. I can't remember which one's which, but I really liked it. And then the deepest shade was a berry shade that also looked very pretty. I might pick up more of these in the future. I do think they are very comfortable, but it's not my favorite lip product. So I do like it, and I think it is a good purchase. All right, yet another lip product. I know a lot of people aren't wearing a lot of lip products because of all the masks, but I love lip products. So this was a sample I got from Sephora. This is the new Shiseido Shimmer Gel Gloss, and this is the shade, I think it's number 7 here. It's something like, I can't remember, Shinzu or Shin-Ku Red maybe. But I was curious in trying the formula, and they had this sample here. So it is a sheer lip gloss. And 1 second, I'll put this one on so you guys can see it. All right, so here is the Shiseido gloss on my lips. And although it is called red, it's so sheer that it's more like pink on my lips. And you know, I think it's beautiful. I really like the color. I like the texture of this as well. It's not sticky. It's, you know, a little bit oilier than a regular gloss. It's thicker than the Rowan lip balm, but it is a little bit more reminiscent of that in the texture. And I think it was a gel gloss. I think that's a pretty apt description. It's kind of got a little bit more of that gel consistency. So again, here's the product. And when you shear it out, you know, it gets to be this really pretty pink. And you can wear it lighter than I did on my lips. But yeah, I like this one, and I like this color. So I only have a sample of this, but I would be interested in purchasing full sizes from this line. Okay, and moving on to my Sisley purchases. So I purchased this eyeshadow in, this is shade number 12, Silky Rosé. And I like the formula of this. This shade itself isn't really what I expected. Here, let me put it here for you guys. It's just, you know, you don't really see it very much on my skin tone. So it's really more of a very light beige with a hint of rose in it. And I think, you know, I was thinking it was going to be a little bit pinker, and, you know, I could kind of wear it on its own as like a, you know, for a very light makeup look or something, but it blends in so much with my eyelid that, you know, you don't really notice it. I like it mixing with other shades and so forth, and I like to use it like as a base and, you know, up here on the brow area, but this particular shade, it's just a little bit light for what I was expecting. So I wouldn't repurchase this shade, but I did purchase additional shades of these eyeshadows. So I will be testing those out very soon. Another product that I purchased, oh, by the way, this did come with a mascara, a little mini mascara. I haven't tried that yet. I'm gonna wait till I use up some other ones. So I'm not sure how that is. But I did purchase the Sisley Phyto Poudre Libre powder with hibiscus extract in shade 3, Rose Orient. And this comes with a, you know, flip top here, and you have a puff, and then there's a powder. Now, I personally prefer to have loose powders where I can decant into the lid and then swirl my brush in there. And that doesn't really work here. I did try it. You can see how dirty the mirror is from that. But really, you kind of have to keep the puff here because the mirror just gets too messy. And I just, I don't like using the puff. I have used it. So what I've been doing is basically I flip it over, get some powder on the puff, pat the puff on my cheeks so I have the powder imprint, and then swirl it with my brush, and that works fine. This powder here, I like the shade. It's a light rosy pink. It's pretty much translucent on my skin. I don't really see the color. And I find this mattifying. It's actually more matte than I expected. So typically when I use this, I used it today for setting powder. I don't apply any additional finishing powder most of the time because it is so mattifying. It's not drying out my skin, but if I do use too much, it does make my skin look dry. So I think, you know, this powder itself though, it's very nice, but I don't see anything special about it. So I don't think I would repurchase this. I may purchase this in, was it this shade Iredale, which I think is a sparkling version that I would be interested in trying. So I would repurchase the product in another shade to try. But I do think this is very nice. I just don't notice anything special for the price tag. I like some of my other face powders I actually like better. I think I prefer like the Givenchy Prisma Libras. And yes, these are different shades and so forth, but I think the actual finish of them, you know, that's a matte powder too, but it's not quite as mattifying as this one. So this will definitely be good during the summer to, you know, all the sweat and heat and everything. But, you know, for me, I think this is a nice product, but it's not great. So it doesn't get elevated to the great status for me. However, I also purchased one of these Sisley Phyto Lip Twists, and I purchased shade 1 in Nude. Let's put that here. And I love this. I've been wearing this, you know, quite a bit, and you can see there's some sparkle in there. And I think the swatches of this online are very inaccurate. This looked way more brown, and I really wasn't really looking forward to it because I didn't think it was what I wanted, but I had heard good things about this shade. So I figured I'd try it anyway because the shade I really wanted was out of stock. And I really wanted to try one of these because I have a Phyto eye twist that I like. So I purchased it and I really like it. So give me 1 second and I will apply this to my lips so you can see it. Okay, so here is the Phyto Lip Twist in Nude, and you can see it does have some sparkle and it adds just a hint of color to it. And it's called Nude, but you know, again, it's got a little bit of pink to it, and it's kind of like a natural lip color for me with a little bit of sparkle. So kind of like my lips, but better. And I really, really like this shade. It is great, easy to wear, and definitely something I could carry with me and use it anytime. Just, you know, don't need to worry about application or anything. I like the pointed tip, especially with the darker shades. So I like this so much. I already purchased some more shades of it that are coming, and I ordered from Selfridges for the first time. So thank you so much to those of you guys who recommended that, because prices are definitely a lot cheaper on Selfridges. So that's it for the Sisley. Okay, and just one more set of products I'd like to update you guys on are from my most recent Surratt purchase. So one of the items I purchased was the Perfectionist Complexion Brush. This one's a little dirty, so sorry about that. But this is Stable Hair, and you know, I've been using it to apply concealer under my eyes. Now, I don't use this with every concealer that I use. Obviously, you know, things with like this, like the Sisley Stilo Lumiere, I'll apply that from the applicator, and then I usually just use my fingers to tap that in. But most of the time I use my Pat McGrath concealer, and I blend that with the Sisley Phyto Starns Eclat because it gives me a better color match, since I purchased a shade that was a little too light and the Sisley's a little too dark. So anyway, I mix those together and I've been applying it with this brush, and I really, really like this. So I definitely like it to apply concealer. I also like it to apply powder to set under the eye as well. So I like it for both things, and I'm actually thinking of ordering a second so that I have one at all times when I'm washing this. The other brush that I just recently purchased from Surratt is, this is the Petite Concealer Brush, and you can see it's really small, and it's just like a little flat brush. And you know, I haven't really used it for concealer. My purpose was for eyeshadow. I wanted it specifically more for like lining and so forth. and it works great for that. So I am very happy with this brush as well. Okay, so also from Surratt, I purchased this shade here, which is Grisaille. And this is one of the cheek shades, but it's a contour shade, and I really like it. The color works beautifully for me. And I also purchased this, which is called Iredale, which is a very subtle highlight. So if you're looking for a very natural highlight, this is gorgeous. It's what I have on right now. It just gives you a really light hint of the color. And I also purchased this eyeshadow in Pesh, and you know, there was a shade that I used back when I was in my early 20s that I really loved that was similar to this. And the brand that made it is no longer, it's not the same. So anyway, I was trying to get something similar to that. And this doesn't quite meet that color-wise, but it is a very pretty shade. And I like it. It doesn't quite suit the purpose that I was looking for. So it's a little bit lighter than what I was hoping for. All right, so here is Grisaille and here is Iredale. So you can see how light and shimmery those can be. And it's gonna be a subtle shimmer. It's not super sparkly or anything, definitely not over the top. And Grisaille, it blends out beautifully. It's a great shade for me for contour. And I don't contour that often, but when I do, I definitely like having the right shade. So I think that sums up all of my updates for today. If there's anything that I missed that you're curious about, please let me know and I'll be sure to cover that in a future video. But overall, I think my purchases recently have been, you know, I've been very happy with them. So I think, you know, I've made some good choices. Definitely really loving, you know, all those Chanel things I just purchased, loving those, loving the Chantecaille summer collection. So overall, I'm very happy with everything I have. And I know some of you guys have been asking me about the Westman Atelier stuff. And, you know, I had all that drama getting the wrong foundation shade sent. And then they said they'd send a new one. It turns out they didn't send it. So then they just sent it, I think Monday. So I'm still waiting for it to arrive. It hasn't actually shown up here yet. The email that I received from them actually shows a different product, but I spoke to them and they swore that what's in the package really will be the right product. So hopefully, you know, I'll be getting that soon, and then I'll be putting up my Westman Atelier video with all of the cheek products and everything. So I have, you know, a large portion of her line. So that will be coming soon. I haven't forgotten. So that is everything, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you liked the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much and have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.